Hi, everybody. Welcome back inside the Waterloo Memorial Recreation Complex. It is game number 10 of the round-robin play here at the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. So good to be with you as the Kenora Thistles take on the North Bay Trappers. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth here in Waterloo. My name is Dylan Baker. Well, after a good matchup between the Quinte Red Devils and the Huron-Perth Lakers, we are all set for our second-to-last game here of this Thursday in Waterloo as Kenora and North Bay face off. Both teams looking for their first victories of the weekend. The Thistles are 0-2 on the weekend. They lost earlier today to Ottawa by a score of 6-0 after a 4-1 defeat against Toronto yesterday afternoon. For North Bay, they lost 4-3 to Ottawa yesterday in a comeback effort that just fell short and then lost by a score of 7-4 in a high-scoring affair against the Huron-Perth Lakers in the first game of the day this morning. So both teams looking to find some success here this afternoon and head into tomorrow on a high note in our penultimate game, as mentioned here, of this Thursday at the Waterloo Memorial Rec Complex. It's been a great tournament for Reid Robichaud for the North Bay Trappers. He's got a goal in both of the Trappers' first two games played. Jace Richards has the only goal of the weekend for the Kenora Thistles, so he'll be looking to build off of that. Kenora trying to find some more offense here, perhaps, in this third game of their tournament, and both teams, as mentioned, trying to find the win column, trying to gain some momentum here as this weekend progresses here at the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. We're nearly set for the hockey here in Waterloo. It's been a great day of action so far. Plenty of games on the go, as mentioned, through the early part of the day, now through the afternoon. This, our second to last game. Both teams getting set for puck drop. We will send it down to ice level now for the national anthem ahead of this contest. Anthem complete. We are nearly set for hockey here in Waterloo. Game 10 of the round-robin play here in this All-Ontario U13 AAA Championship. So glad to have you along with us. The North Bay Trappers taking on the Kenora Thistles here this afternoon, our second to last game of this Thursday, and both teams looking for their first victories of the weekend. North Bay, of course, falling 4-3 in their opening game against Ottawa. A late comeback that fell just short, and then a 7-4 loss this morning against Huron-Perth. Kenora fell 4-1 yesterday against Toronto and 6-0 this morning against Ottawa. We are all set for hockey here at the Waterloo Memorial Rec Complex, and we are underway. The Trappers have possession to kick this game off. It's Cole Ogletree, sending it all the way down the ice, and it'll be played out of the crease by Henry Byberg. Byberg started game one for the Thistles, did not play in this morning's contest. Now through center, it's carried by Braden Little. Little over the blue line, chips it ahead in the direction of Jace Richards, who just snuck in offside, and so we'll get a whistle and a stoppage in play here early in this first period. Richards, as mentioned, scored the only goal of the Thistles in game one against the Marlboros. Neutral zone draw here, won by Kenora. But quickly in is Ali Hebert. Hebert will play it down the ice, and giving chase is Wes Carter in the corner. Carter gets it to Hebert. Hebert scored in the second Trappers game, that coming this morning. Hebert looking for a chance on the doorstep. Backhand shot from Carter. That one gets blocked. Thistles will carry it out to center. It's Richards. Richards comes over the blue line. Drop pass for Little. Little makes a move. Tries to get it back to Richards. Chance on the doorstep. Richards wraps it around the North Bay net. Richards sends a pass to Little. Little makes a move at the right circle. Back to Richards in the corner. Richards feeds it up high. Costa straight. Straight takes a shot, blocked in traffic. Hebert looks to clear the zone. Hebert loses possession. Little back in. Little holding, shooting. Save gets made there by Frederick Beaudry in between the pipes for North Bay. Beaudry getting his first start of this weekend. Campbell Strickland got the start in the first 2 games for the Trappers. But Beaudry gets the call here in Game 3 against Kenora. Face-off will go to the right of Beaudry. Trappers control off the drop. Parker Bray. Bray in his own zone through center. Finds Wolf White. White skates it into the corner. Centering pass deflected out front. Knocked away by Cohen Strawn. Good pressure though from White as it'll be picked back up now by the Thistles in their own end. Little pass up the boards that gets blocked. That one off the stick of Costa Straight. Straight gets it to Ben Kranick. Kranick now drops it back. Thistles with possession in their own zone. Carried through center by Joey Taman. Taman comes over the blue line. Little drop pass. Comes back now to Kai Hill. Hill out to center. Now Tucker Sims has it. Sims sends a pass to Teddy Middleholt. Middleholt down the ice. Correct. That's Christian Madsen sending that down the ice. And now back with it is Parker Bray in the Trappers' end. Bray through center for Hill. Hill comes over the blue line. Hill holding, shooting, turned away there. Rebound loose, comes back below the goal line. Hill is on it. Hill sends a feed to Owen Marson. Marson back to the blue line. Shot through traffic, blocked out front, rebound there, and they score. It's Emmett Clugston on the doorstep, and the Trappers take a 1-0 lead. Clugston, who scored a goal in Game 2 for North Bay, makes it back-to-back games, finding the back of the net. As the Trappers lead 1-0 here in this one, 2 minutes and 19 seconds into the first period. Clugston right there for the rebound on the shot from the blue line from Ogletree. Now Richards has been away from the face-off dot. In to take the draw is Sawyer Jourdain. Jourdain wins it. It'll come back now to Braden Nurinsky. Nurinsky loses possession. Back the other way, Kai Hill. Hill over the blue line, little drop pass, nobody there to receive it. Thistles get it through center. Richards racing ahead. Richards with a chance. Richards on goal to the backhand, just missed the net. Good chance there for Jace Richards, couldn't bury. Richards centers, just misses Sawyer Jourdain out front. Jourdain back on it. Jourdain throws it down low. Backhand shot on goal, and they score! Braden Nurinsky ties the game. It's 1-1 here in Waterloo. Nurinsky, a backhand shot from a tight angle that just snuck through the pads of the netminder. And it's a quick response for the Thistles. Get a look at this chance. Nurinsky just backhanded it towards the goal. And 28 seconds after the North Bay marker, Kenora has tied this game up at 1-1. After it down low, Ali Hebert. Hebert in the corner, swings it around in the direction of Wes Carter there. Never got to Carter as the Thistles play it through center. Weston to Gagner. Gagner comes over the blue line of the shot, turned away by Frederick Beaudry. Now back on it, below the goal line are the Trappers trying to clear the zone. Comes back though to the Thistles and handled by Braden Little. Little makes a couple of moves. Little trying to get to the net, force it by, can't do it. And Hebert is on it for North Bay. Ali Hebert through center. Hebert over the blue line. Hebert goes into the corner. Hebert in behind the Kenora net. Hebert back up high. Shot from the point. Just goes wide of the goal. Now comes back to Bray. Parker Bray throws it into the corner. Trappers with possession. Bouncing puck near side. Little's got it. Little carries it out of his own zone. Little sends a pass out of the stick of Mason Roberts. Roberts down the ice and giving chase is Parker Bray. Bray for Blanchard up the boards. Blanchard through center. Now racing in here is Aubrey Alkins. Alkins takes a shot. Save made there by Henry Byberg. Byberg down. Puck still loose. Scramble for it in the Thistles end, and it'll be picked back up by Kenora and Macy Greaves. Bouncing puck down low. Carried out to center by Teddy Middleholt. Middleholt over the blue line. Put Kenora offside there, so they'll have to reset. Quick whistle from the official. Offside is the call, so we'll get a stoppage in play here. 10:31 to go in this first period. We'd like to thank our partners for supporting today's event. Special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy, active lifestyles. Kenora pressing here in the North Bay end. Puck is swung around the end boards by Hunter Laidler. Now through center. North Bay looking to respond. Racing through is Emmett Clugston. Clugston, who opened the scoring in this game with his second goal of the tournament. Now puck is skated ahead by Richards. Richards through neutral ice. Comes to Olahan. Olahan loses possession of it. Kranick looking for it. Kranick drops it back, handled by Maxime Beaulieu. Beaulieu will send it into the North Bay end, and the Trappers will feed it back through center. Clugston down the wing. Clugston into the corner. Cut off there by Jace Richards. Richards banks it off the wall. Now after it for Kenora was Laidler. Laidler couldn't quite get to it, and the Trappers will fire it back in deep. Puck is handled by Asher Dingwall there for the Thistles. Dingwall sends a pass. Little through center. Little racing in down the wing. Little to the net of the backhand. That one just goes wide. Great chance there for Braden Little off the rush. North Bay looking to reset here in the defensive zone. Cole Ogletree has it. Pressure though from the Thistles. Little alone out front. A backhand shot that misses the net. Little back on it. Little taken down. Penalty coming here to Robichaud and North Bay. So Reed Robichaud headed to the penalty box, and Kenora will get the game's first power play. Get a look at the replay here of the Little chance that just missed the net wide. And then Little draws the call as he gets tripped up going around the offensive end. Face off to the right here of the netminder in the North Bay zone. Back at the line, handled by Tucker Sims. Sims sends a pass to Costa Straight. Straight takes a shot. It's blocked, and North Bay will fire it down the ice. Kenora looking to capitalize here on their first power play of this game. The first power play of this game overall. Now racing through center, Braden Little. Little over the blue line. Stops up. Little has it poked off his stick. Puck comes out to center. Good pressure there from Aubrey Alkins. Now Ali Hebert after it in the corner. Hebert on the backhand. She's tied up down low. Working away at it, Tucker Sims. Now comes back to Jace Richards. Richards through center. Richards over the blue line makes a move. Richards in, cross-ice pass there for Joey Taman. Just missed him. Now Richards after it. Taman has it down low. Back below the goal line, little tie-up in behind the North Bay net. Rims around the boards and comes out to center. Costa Straight back with it. Straight from his own zone. Straight, a pass through center. Roberts knocked off the puck offside against Kenora. Whistled here. This puck stoppage is brought to you by Barron Rings, the official championship ring provider of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Barron Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. Neutral zone face-off, just over 30 seconds to go here in the Kenora power play. In over the blue line is Weston Desgagnés, and it'll be sent back the other way by the North Bay Trappers. Joey Taman from his own zone gets taken down. Good pressure there from Wolf White, but Kenora able to reset. Maxime Beaulieu sends a pass through center. Beaulieu gets it to Taman over the blue line. He spins a pass back out front, loose in the slot area, swept down low by Mason Roberts, but reset by North Bay. Wolf White, big collision there on the near side boards. Kenora bench getting into it a little bit as Alkins comes over the blue line. Aubrey Alkins. Alkins resets at center for the Trappers. Pass cross ice to Parker Bray. Back at 5-on-5 here as Kenora 0 for 1 on the power play in this game. Down low, Asher Dingwall has it. Dingwall around the boards, now picked up by Mason Roberts. Roberts out to neutral ice. It'll be swept back in deep, and North Bay will get a change on the back end. Thistles racing through center. It's Richards. Jace Richards over the blue line. Richards fires off the goalpost. Great chance there for Jace Richards. Hit the post and stayed out. Kenora wondering if perhaps it went into the back of the net, but don't think they're going to win this argument. It certainly, from our angle, looked like it did not go in, but they'll talk things over regardless. Out at center, and we'll see what they determine. It was a shot from distance for Richards, and so a little bit tough to tell from far out. And have they awarded a goal here? They have. So Jace Richards finds the back of the net, and Kenora leads. How about that? Richards finds the back of the net, and it's a 2-1 Thistles lead. Wow. So Richards walked in over the blue line, fired a shot that the officials deem crossed the goal line, and it's now 2-1 Kenora. So discussion at the North Bay bench. The Thistles certainly thought initially that they had found the back of the net and that puck went in. They reacted right away as if it was a goal. The officials were catching up to the play. We'll see if we can get a replay of the sequence here at some point. You see the officials going to talk things over after the initial stoppage. There was an icing that was called, but Kenora leads for the first time in this championship. It's 2-1 Thistles. They award the goal. See if we can get a look at it here. Richards with a shot. Tough to tell from that angle just because the pad of Beaudry kind of blocks the angle there. Beaudry headed to the North Bay bench. And it looks like it's going to be Campbell Strickland taking over in between the pipes here for the Trappers. So North Bay making a goaltending change after the Richards goal. It's 2-1 Kenora. And we are back to gameplay, while the Thistles have a 2-1 lead. Puck gets played in deep, now back through center. Looking to reset there was Macy Greaves. Thistles have possession. Little through neutral ice. Little over the blue line. Little racing in. Bouncing puck. Little in the corner. Has it. Tight angle. Centering feed. Chance out front. Greaves unable to bury it. Now it'll come back up to the blue line. Greaves has it in the corner. Greaves tied up, trying to get a pass towards Braden Little. Thistles maintain the puck. Comes back to the blue line. Straight takes a shot. Save made by Strickland in between the pipes. Well, Campbell Strickland got the start in the first 2 games for North Bay. Stopped 19-23 in their first game, and then 32 of 39. Very busy second game for Strickland. Off the faceoff. North Bay with possession of their own zone. Parker Bray. Bray to Clugston. Clugston can't come up with it. Thistles look to fire it the other way. Hill at the Kenora blue line, now cut off Dingwall. Dingwall flips it in deep. Back after it, Strickland. Now down below the goal line. Trappers play it. It's tied up in the corner. Thistles come away with possession. Cross-ice feed, finds the blue line, shot through traffic, gets blocked. Dingwall back with it. Dingwall sends a pass to Tamata the corner. Taman centering feed. It gets blocked. North Bay looking to head the other way. Clugston can't clear it. Kranick holds the line. Kranick tries to send a pass to Hunter Ladler, but that feed gets blocked. Well, Fine Design is the official on-site championship apparel provider for the U18 AAA Central Region, for the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Be sure to grab your championship gear before it sells out. Face-off won by Kenora, comes back up to the blue line. Handled now by Mason Roberts, working in, cross-ice feed into space. Worked in by Greaves now. Greaves centering pass, chance at the doorstep, blocked there by Strickland. Good opportunity for Mason Roberts going towards the goal. Now North Bay heads the other way. Over the blue line, Richards able to cut off Blanchard. Richards sends it out to center off the glass. Olahan back on it for North Bay. Hudson Olahan. Olahan through center. Now it'll come back and Kenora sends it through neutral ice. Mason Roberts plays it in deep. Back after it below the goal line is Hudson Olahan here. Olahan feeds it around the wall. Now comes back out of the stick of Matt Blanchard. Blanchard through center. It's Alkins over the blue line. Aubrey Alkins drops it back at the line. McDonald a shot, misses the net. Bounces off the boards. Back after it is Jace Richards. Richards through center. Pass gets deflected there. Picked back up by Weston Desgagne. Desgagne drops it back. Kenora's put themselves offside. It'll be fired back down the ice by Wolf White. And picked up by Tucker Sims in the Kenora end. Sims tries to pass through center, decides to circle back. Sims for Jourdain. Jourdain to Little. Little cross-ice feed. Knocked down there in the direction of Desgagne. Now back the other way. Here come the Trappers in over the line. Racing in Robichaud with a shot. They score! North Bay ties this game up. It's 2-2. Reed Robichaud make it 3 straight games of the goal. So Robichaud finds the back of the net with 3:24 to go in the first period. Work down the wall, off the rush, and able to bury it. Robichaud had a goal in game 1 for North Bay, a goal in game 2, and now a goal here in their 3rd game of round robin action. Parker Bray sends a pass through center. Banked off the boards. Thistles trying to force it through neutral ice. Macy Greaves after it, now goes down low. Parker Bray. Bray swings it around the end boards. Cole Ogletree. Ogletree finds Wes Carter. Carter through center, fired back in deep. Out of the crease is Campbell Strickland to play it. A little bobble down there. On the near side, picked back up by Middleholt. Middleholt throws it around the end boards, but it'll be cut off there by Cole Ogletree. Ogletree gets a pass to Bray. Bray off the wall for Hebert. Hebert looks to get it out to center. Bouncing puck. Greaves forces it back in deep. Kenora has to tag up before they can pressure here. Puck gets sent off the boards. Through the neutral zone, Hebert over the blue line. Hebert works it into the corner. Hebert back down low, Carter. Carter up high for Bray. Bray back for Carter. Carter across ice feed. At the point, Olahan. Olahan a shot, that one blocked. After it, Hebert down low. Ali Hebert back up to the blue line. Hudson Olahan. Olahan to Hebert. Hebert in below the goal line, Hill. Bobbles the puck, comes back to Kai Hill now. Hill up top, Olahan. Olahan sends a feed onto the far wall, working in. Quick shot, save made there by Henry Byberg. Thistles looking to reset. Maxim Beaulieu goes around the wall. Macy Greaves sends it back in deep. Giving chase now is Asher Dingwall in the corner. Richards sends a pass through center in the direction of Greaves. She's taken down hard there by Hudson Olahan. Penalty coming to North Bay. Greaves slow to get up. Comes back to the slot. Quick shot, they score! Kenora's taken a 3-2 lead. Maxim Beaulieu spins and fires it home to give the Thistles a 3-2 advantage late in the first period. How about that? Kenora with just one goal in their first 2 games, finding the back of the net 3 times here in the first period. And now a discussion at the Thistles bench. There was, of course, the hard hit. There was going to be a penalty on North Bay that resulted in the goal for Maxim Beaulieu on the delayed penalty. Kenora head coach not happy about it, going down to the officials to discuss the play. Well, under 90 seconds to go in a high-scoring first period here. Off the face-off, Trappers control. Nash McDonald in his own zone. Goes off the boards towards Blanchard. It's cut by Richards. Richards works in. Tight angle shot, loose in the crease, but the save is made by Campbell Strickland. Gatorade is the official sports nutrition beverage of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships, fueling athlete hydration and recovery to keep performance at its peak throughout the championship. Offensive zone faceoff coming up here for the Thistles, who have scored 3 in the first. Richards on the draw, Little to the line. Quick pass out of the near side. Madsen into the corner. Bank feed back to Madsen up high. Madsen throws it down low. Braden Little works in. Little loses possession, banked off the boards by Aubrey Alkins. Now back with it, Madsen. Madsen through center for Little. Braden Little a move. Little trying to get past Olahan. Little into the corner, centering feed, loose puck, swung around the wall. Drop back in the corner. Thistles pressuring Kranick in there. North Bay trying to get it out to neutral ice. Matt Blanchard goes off the boards. Straight lays the body, swung back in deep, and now after it down low is Cohen Strawn. Puck comes back out of the stick of Wolf White. White is centering feed, it gets blocked. Richards the other way. Perhaps one last chance here in this period for one of these two teams. Wolf White can't get over the blue line cleanly. Bouncing puck, Little in pursuit. Ali Hebert looking for it, offside called against the Trappers here as they try to get in over the Kenora line. 14.6 on the scoreboard here in this first period. We've seen 5 goals. We've seen a goaltender change. A goal awarded after initially being called no goal. We've seen a little bit of everything here in this first period in Waterloo. Trappers fire it in deep. Parker Bray now below the goal line. Picked back up by Costa Straight. Straight off the wall. Now skated through center by Weston Desgagnés. Desgagnés sends a pass in the direction of Mason Roberts, and that'll do it for the first period of play. Well, a high-event first period to be sure here at the Waterloo Memorial Recreation Complex. These two teams going to get some words from their coaches as they look to build off of their offensive momentum heading into the second period. Take a look at some of the highlights from that first frame. North Bay opened the scoring. A little chance on the doorstep for Emmett Clugston, who fired it home. Clugston second of the tournament on the back door to bury it. Kenora tied things up, though. It was thrown towards the goal from Nurinsky on the goal line and able to find the back of the net. Now, this goal was the one that was initially ruled no goal on the ice, but then later determined to be a goal to give Kenora a 2-1 lead. The game was later tied up by the Trappers, though, as Reed Robichaud continued his hot streak, finding the back of the net. His third goal in 3 games. And then Kenora taking the lead late in the first period. Little play down low to get the pass the slot and fired home by Maxim Beaulieu for Beaulieu's first of the tournament. So Kenora up by a score of 3-2 after the first 15 minutes of play here in Waterloo. Off the face-off, Robichaud wins the draw for North Bay. Puck banked off the wall by Parker Bray. Now after it, Ali Hebert. Hebert throws it down low. Reed Robichaud after it. Now rims around the wall. Thistles trying to clear the zone. Drouin holds the line. Back in deep. Kenora with possession. Handled by Joey Taman. Pressure from Ali Hebert. Hebert loses possession. Comes back to Mason Roberts. Roberts off the boards. Trying to clear. Bouncing puck. Thistles will get it out to center. Weston Desgagnés. Desgagnés sends a pass to Joey Taman. Taman is over the blue line. After it, Drouin. Jack Drouin sends a pass off the boards for Carter. All the way down the ice. Won't be icing here, though, as it's picked up by Tucker Sims in the Thistles end. Sims trying to carry it through center. Pass gets cut. Little works back in the Thistles zone. Now turned over. Clugston again. Clugston on the backhand. Denied there by Byberg. Great chance for Emmett Clugston, looking for his second goal of this game. Thistles come through center. Played down the ice here by Sawyer Jourdain. Now back after it, scramble down near the North Bay net. Puck comes up to the blue line. On it is Macy Greaves. Greaves throws it down low. Little tie-up in behind the net. Sawyer Jourdain. A centering pass. It gets blocked. After it, Little. Bouncing puck. Trappers have possession. Hill through center. Kai Hill comes over the blue line. Hill working in. Hill with a chance. Tried to tuck it home from a tight angle. Didn't work. Hill looking for it. Hill drops a pass back for Emmett Clugston. Clugston back for Hill, trying to jam it home on the doorstep. It gets blocked. Hill in behind the Kenora net, sends a feed. Marson looking for a shot, couldn't take one. Hill back up high, now at the right point. Stick handling at the blue line, McDonald. McDonald fires it down low. Pressure in the corner from Madsen as the Thistles get it out through center. Kenora comes over the red line. Now Richards fires a shot, glove save, Campbell Strickland. And we'll get a stoppage in play here. Just over 2 minutes into this second period. No scoring here in the middle frame just yet after a 5-goal first, but it took us a few minutes to get our first goal of the first period. By a few minutes, I mean just 2:19, which is the mark we have just crossed. Puck is handled by McDonald, down and behind the North Bay net. McDonald sends it out of the far wall. Banked by Hudson Olahan through center. Now Aubrey Alkins over the blue line. Alkins in the corner. Tied up down low. Looks like it's Richards there, trying to keep it jammed up along the boards. Battle for possession. Comes free, rims around the wall. McDonald. Nash McDonald can't come up with it. Maxim Beaulieu has it. Beaulieu out through center. Race for the loose puck after a Teddy Middleholt. Middleholt at the goal line. Watched by Olahan. Middleholt cut off by Hudson Olahan. Olahan backhand feed. It'll be handled now by Wolf White. White from his own zone carries it out to center. White over the blue line. Swings it around the end boards. Maxim Beaulieu has it in deep for Kenora. Beaulieu gave the Thistles a 3-2 lead late in the first period. Puck comes back up to the line. Ogletree a shot saved by Berg. Rebound there. Byberg able to make the save again and hold on. Big stop there from Henry Byberg on the chance of the doorstep as the intensity ratchets up here in this second period. We'd like to remind you that Milk is our official partner, proud partner of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships here in Waterloo. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy, active lifestyles. You get another look there at the save from Byberg on that opportunity. Face-off won by Kenora, banked off the wall, out to center by Costa Straight. Now, through neutral ice, the Thistles carry it in over the line. Ben Kranick. Kranick in below the goal line, tries to center a feed, bouncing puck. Comes back to Wes Carter. Carter through center for Ali Hebert. Hebert over the blue line. It'll be covered up by Byberg as Hebert was crashing the crease. And the officials quick to get in the way here to prevent any further disruption and potential confrontation down near the Kenora net. Face-off will be in the Thistles' end. North Bay has applied some good pressure here in this second period. Off the face-off, shot just goes wide. Now Drouin tries to force it in deep. Back below the goal line. Picked back up by Kenora as Desgagnés tries to clear the zone. Skated through center now by the Thistles and Braden Little. Little cutting towards the net. Little goes around the goal, stops up, centers. Chance at the doorstep, never quite got to Desgagnés. Trappers head through center. Carter and Hebert. Carter over the blue line, takes a shot blocked. Carter back on it, throws it up high around the goal. Now far corner. McDonald swings it in deep. Hebert battles for possession. Tucker Sims is in there. Hebert drops it back. Trappers continuing to press. Hebert after it below the goal line. Ali Hebert. Watched there by Tucker Sims. Now comes down low to Owen Marson. A centering feed blocked by Weston Desgagnés. Desgagnés through center. Desgagnés over the blue line. Clugston after it. Now comes back to North Bay through center, picked up by Owen Marson. Marson loses possession. On it is Dingwall. Dingwall through the neutral zone. Beaulieu fires it in deep. Race for the loose puck. After it, Braden Narinsky. Narinsky down low. Narinsky takes a bump. A battle for possession. Kai Hill after it. Hill sends a pass to Nash McDonald. McDonald, a feed through center. Hudson Olahan. Olahan sends a pass to Owen Marson down the ice. Back after it now is Maxime Beaulieu. Comes around the boards. McDonald at the line. Nash McDonald in deep. Beaulieu goes around the wall. Giving chase is Jace Richards. Richards from his own zone carries it through center. Richards a pass over the blue line. Narinsky. Narinsky a shot glove save by Campbell Strickland. There on that chance. 9:08 to go in this second period. Get a look at the replay here of the Richards rush up ice. Jace Richards has been a real driver of play in this game for Kenora, the captain of this Thistles squad. Off the face-off. Puck is handled down low. Aubrey Alkins trying to clear the North Bay end, held by Middleholt, momentarily at least, for Kenora. Back now to the Thistles zone. Good pressure here from the Trappers. Blanchard around the end boards. Now picked back up by Costa Straight for Kenora. Up to the blue line. Looking for it there was Cole Ogletree. Back after it now is Macy Greaves. Greaves through center. That pass cut. Comes back to Straight. Straight. A pass in the direction of Greaves. Just missed her. Now the other way. Bray towards Alkins. Comes back to Greaves. Macy Greaves. Pass up the boards for Taban. Greaves tied up by Wolf White. Comes back to Aubrey Alkins. Alkins through center. Alkins stripped of the puck at the blue line. Now a race for it. Back into the Trappers' end. Here's a chance for Little. Save made by Strickland. Great chance for Braden Little there. Little back on it. Little to the slot. Scores! Braden Little. What an effort. Finds the back of the net. Makes it 4-2 Thistles. Little couldn't bury on the initial chance, got back on his own rebound, walked around the offensive zone and wired it home to extend the Kenora lead. It's 4-2 here in the second period. So the Thistles up to a 2-goal advantage. Some insurance here as this second period progresses. Hebert with good pressure down low for North Bay. Hebert looking for it. Hebert has possession below the goal line, trying to center. Hebert around the net, back up high. Drouin. Drouin takes a shot blocker, saved by Berg. Back after it, Hebert. Hebert down low, tie up, battle for the puck. It's Sims in below the goal line. Sims looking to get it to Kranick. Now tied up in below the goal line. Kranick has possession for Kenora. Comes back to Robichaud. Robichaud a move. Robichaud to the slot. Loses possession of it. Comes back onto the far wall. McDonald swings it in deep. Thistles looking to play it through center. A pass from Kranick. Finds Laidler. Laidler working in. Pass cross ice. Cut off there by McDonald. Trappers look to head the other way. They've got numbers. Ali Hebert racing ahead. Hebert working in. Hebert shooting. Scores! Ali Hebert, her second of the tournament. And the Trappers are back to within one. It's a 4-3 game here in the second. How about that? Ali Hebert, the captain, getting on the board here for North Bay in the second frame, making it a 4-3 game. Just a minute exactly after Braden Little extended the Kenora lead. So that little goal proving to be all the more pivotal now as it's 4-3 Kenora here in the second period. Bouncing puck goes into the North Bay bench, and so we'll get a stoppage in play here, which will allow us to remind you that Barron Rings is bringing you this puck stoppage. They are the official championship ring provider of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Barron Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. Face-off will go to the left of Henry Byberg here in the Kenora end of the ice. Off the draw, won by the Thistles and Richards. Richards swings it around the end boards, tied up down low, looking for it, Maxime Beaulieu. Beaulieu has a goal in this game. Mason Roberts looks for it as well. Richards trying to get after it. It's played down low by Owen Marson. Marson tries to center. Byberg looking for the loose puck, comes to Clugston. Clugston in the corner. Clugston centering feed. That one comes out to center. Olahan to McDonald. McDonald. A feed the other way, comes back now to Asher Dingwall. Worked back down low by Clugston. Kenora trying to clear the zone here. Thistles get it through center. Racing it over the blue line is Weston Desgagne. Penalty coming up here after a big collision on the near boards. Couple of players got tangled up, and a penalty coming to the Trappers. So the second penalty to North Bay after a big hit. The last one didn't actually get called because Maxime Beaulieu found the back of the net on the delayed penalty. Cross-checking is the call here. And so Kenora will go to their their second power play of this game. 0 for 1 on the man advantage here this afternoon. Face-off will go to the right of Campbell Strickland. Off the face-off, it'll be handled by the Trappers down low. North Bay trying to force it up the boards. Parker Bray can't clear it. Jace Richards has it. Richards spins, fires, put it high. Good chance there for Jace Richards, looking for his second goal of the game. Worked back down low by Braden Little. Little has the fourth Kenora goal. Worked back now to Costa Straight into the corner. Richards back on it. Richards stick handles. Richards a move. Richards around the net, stripped the puck. Back on it, Jack Drouin. Drouin tries to clear, gets it out to center, racing ahead. Wolf White shorthanded. White a move. White on goal to the backhand. Just goes wide. Great chance there for Wolf White. Kenora looking to reset here on the power play. Braden Little sends a pass, comes through center. Jace Richards has it go between his skates. Just over a minute to go here in the man advantage for the Thistles. Tucker Sims back on it in his own end, goes cross ice. Comes out of the stick of Costa Straight. Mason Roberts resets here for Kenora. Straight in his own zone. Straight sends a pass through center, cut by Ali Hebert. Hebert works in, shoots, glove save made. Henry Byberg, and he will hold on. Nice stop there by Byberg on that chance. Well, Fine Design is the official on-site championship apparel provider for the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Be sure to grab your championship gear before it sells out. Under 5 minutes to play here in this second period. Power play still ongoing for Kenora, though they haven't had many shots on the man advantage in this game. Pressure here from Joey Taman. Taman goes in deep. Taman below the goal line. Taman has possession, works it up high. Beaulieu. Maxime Beaulieu back for Joey Taman. Taman throws it into the corner. Handled there by Roberts. Roberts back up top, Beaulieu. Beaulieu cross ice feed. A shot from the blue line gets blocked in traffic. Dying seconds here of the power play. McDonald about to exit the penalty box. And out comes Nash McDonald. Back at 5-on-5. Trappers rushing up the ice. The chance here at the tail end of the penalty kill. The shot just goes wide on that opportunity for Robichaud. So Kenora 0 for 2 on the power play in this game. North Bay perfect on the penalty kill up to this point. Bouncing puck comes out to center. Thistles chasing after it. Desgagne couldn't catch up to it. Swung around the end boards by Mason Roberts. Now handled down low by North Bay and Cole Ogletree. Ogletree sends a pass up the wall for Owen Marson. Marson through center. Bouncing puck. Good pressure there from Narinsky. Narinsky throws it down low. Backhand shot on goal from Little. Save made by Strickland, who will hold on with 3:23 to play here in this second period. Score 4-3 in favor of the Thistles here in this game. Just 1 second period marker for both teams after a 5-goal first. That saw 3 for Kenora and 2 for North Bay. Kai Hill gets waived on this face-off for the Trappers in the defensive end. Draw one there by Emmett Clugston for North Bay. Pass goes up in the direction of Owen Marson. Marson trying to get it through center, comes back to Tucker Sims. Sims in his own zone sends a feed cross ice. Bank through center, up in the direction there of Sawyer Jourdain, never got to him. Here comes North Bay, 2-on-1, a chance in on goal. Poke check Byberg, rebound loose, comes out of the near side Marson, tight angle shot. Byberg has it go off the pad. Back at the blue line, Ogletree. Ogletree through traffic, that shot gets blocked. The other way, here's Narinsky. Braden Narinsky, the second Kenora goal in this game. Narinsky plays it in deep. He'll head off for a change. Ogletree facing pressure. Jourdain comes away with it. Jourdain centers. One-time shot. Richards denied there by Strickland. Good chance for Jace Richards. Richards trying to get it back at the right circle. Loses possession. Hill heads the other way. Kai Hill over the blue line. Hill makes a couple of moves. Tries to cut to the net. It gets blocked. Costa straight. Taken down in the corner, hard hit, penalty coming to North Bay once again. Kenora through center, delayed penalty here on the Trappers. After it is Jace Richards down low, centering feet, another takedown in behind the North Bay net. We will get the call. It will send the Thistles to the power play for the third time in this game, second time in the period. Tripping is the call. Get a look at the rush up ice for Jace Richards after the delayed call. We remind you that as a proud partner, the Hockey Hall of Fame provides the players of the game for all championship games. The Hall is the home of the Stanley Cup and hockey at its best. So Kenora, 0 for on the power play in this game, trying to capitalize here on their third attempt and get some insurance right back. That fourth goal that the Thistles scored, courtesy of Braden Little, pivotal, as it allowed the Thistles to maintain the lead after a marker from Ali Bear. Off the faceoff, Trappers have possession. Down below the goal line, swung around the wall by Clugston, held by Beaulieu. Roberts after it, now in the corner. Roberts gets it back. Roberts sends it down low to Mon. Tamon back for Roberts. Roberts up top, Beaulieu. Beaulieu at the line, far side feed. Handled by Digwall. Through traffic, a shot, that one blocked. Bouncing puck, Trappers look to clear. Aubrey Alkins can't get it out. After it is Weston Desgagne. Desgagne around the end boards. Jack Drouin back after it. Drouin sends it around the wall. Beaulieu right point. Beaulieu stick handles. Beaulieu sends a little pass to Mon. Tamon pivots, throws it into the corner. Back to Beaulieu up top. Beaulieu looks to work in, plays it along the boards for Roberts. Roberts, the goal line, Tamon. Tamon centers for Roberts, just a little bit out of his reach. And North Bay able to clear the zone. A minute to go here in the Kenora power play. Maxim Beaulieu has it. Beaulieu sends a feed through center, racing in Richards. Richards left circle, a shot sailed that one high. Rims around the wall, Beaulieu now on it. Beaulieu swings it back in deep. Jourdain below the goal line, nearing the final minute here of the second period. Trappers have possession here, shorthanded. It's Robichaud. Reed Robichaud over the line. Robichaud a move. Robichaud couldn't quite get to the net cleanly. Robichaud hit down low, comes back now to Beaulieu. Beaulieu from his own zone. Beaulieu through center for Jourdain. Jourdain, a pass for Richards, now for Little. Little works in, Little to the slot. Little takes a shot, scores! He's done it again! Braden Little, second of the period. A power play goal for Kenora, and they're up by a score of 5-3. Little finds the back of the net with another beautiful move. And this one adds some insurance for the Thistles once again. It's a 5-3 contest. So Kenora able to capitalize on their third power play of this game. Little works it to the slot, maintains possession, wires it home. A nice little dish by Jace Richards to get him the puck. And Little finds the back of the net. So final minute here of the second period. 5-3 the score in favor of Kenora. Bouncing puck Could have been a hand pass there, just waved off as North Bay will play it. Ogletree in his own zone. Ogletree will play it all the way down the ice, and back on it is Dingwall. Dingwall looking to keep the pressure away, goes to Little. Penalty coming here, it's going to go against Kenora. So North Bay will go to their first power play of this game. Hooking is the call, and the Trappers have a chance to get this one right back with 16.8 on the clock in the second period. So Dingwall will sit for hooking here. Draw will go to the left of Byberg at the Kenora crease. We've not had a look at the North Bay man advantage yet in this game. Little has to head over to the bench. Kenora had too many players out there on the penalty kill. Jace Richards gets weighed on the draw. Joey Taman comes in to take it. Off the faceoff, Richards, a quick clear. All the way down the ice it goes. Can Strickland move it up quickly enough to get a late chance here for the Trappers? Final 10 seconds of the period. Moving through McDonald. McDonald over the red line. Need a shot here. McDonald takes one. It gets blocked, and that'll do it for the second frame. Well, it's been an exciting one so far through 30 minutes of play here in Waterloo. The score as it sits right now, 5-3 in favor of the Thistles. A few goals in that second period, including one on the power play for Kenora, has them up by a pair, and really strong performance for a Kenora team that struggled a little bit to find offense in their first two games against Toronto and against Ottawa, but doing so here, that's for sure. Jace Richards has been a big driver of the play, has a goal, has a couple of assists in this game. Braden Little, what can you say about him? 2 goals so far in the contest, both coming in that second period. One on the power play, both of them just gorgeous goals for the Thistles to help them lead by a score of 5-3 here. North Bay has applied good pressure. Ali Hebert had a really nice goal in that second period for the Trappers, who will be looking to continue their pressure heading into the third period. Well, 30 minutes in the books here from Waterloo. We will take a quick break for the intermission, come right back for the final period of what's been an exciting one between Kenora and North Bay. You're watching the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships here live from Waterloo.
Got something to call mine. Oh, need someone to talk to. Right here, right now. Oh, we are away. Starting today.
The TELUS Cup is coming to Peterborough. Canada's men's U13 National Club Championship is taking over the Peterborough Memorial Centre. From the opening face-off to the final goal of the championship game, the TELUS Cup delivers unforgettable moments at the highest level of U18 hockey in Canada. Be there for every moment. Get your tickets now at hockeycanada.ca/TELUS Cup.
Gold medal winner!
There's change, and change is always good.
I'd like to continue making sure freedom of movement is smooth. It's easier for kids to play, making sure as many kids who want to play can play, making sure that the OHF is well managed financially, well governed. Those things they're not sexy, but they're important.
Being part of the future of hockey, I'd like to make sure that hockey continues being hockey. My goal also is to be that devil's advocate, helping understand and question what we are doing to make sure that it is the right thing to do in the future.
Progress that I would like to see is to really continue to push the game and to push the quality of our events and the player experience and bring in some new and exciting and innovative initiatives like online streaming for our OHF championships.
For me, it's all about the players. They will always need support. We need to nurture their well-being physically, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually. How can we do that in a good way? What does that look like? Growth and development, what change looks like in a good way, the culture and respect and integrity for the benefit of the players, and accessibility at all levels. So recruitment and retention for players. How do we get volunteers on board? How do we keep them involved? And how can we make that process streamlined and easier for that to happen?
What I would like to see is spend more time on recreational hockey and provide the recreational player who make up most of our membership feel more important and more worthy of the attention that some of the representative teams and people get, and translate that into the recreational stream.
It's an avenue by which players get to participate in a recreational activity that's structured, that's safe, and that, as I said previously, produces some pretty good citizens.
What progress I'd be looking for are just continued work towards inclusion, diversity, making the game more affordable, making the game easily accessible in terms of registration, and also continue the path of continued growth within hockey.
The vision of hockey in Ontario is a very complicated issue. There are a lot of people that have a lot of different views about what it should be. We work together better now than we ever have. We're on the same page more now than we ever have. So my job is to listen to people.
I'm most excited about the leadership role that OHF is taking on, and you can really see it in the customer service that's being delivered. Always thinking about the players and always thinking about the experience of enriching communities through hockey.
Success as chair to me would be having people say the members of the Ontario Hockey Federation get along better than they've ever gotten along. We collaborate more than we've ever collaborated. We trust each other more than we've ever trusted each other. If we all communicate and we all trust each other, we'll all make progress.
Personally, receiving a scholarship, it's meant a lot to me. It kind of brought some light to what had happened to me. I wasn't able to work for about 6 months. It's helped me and my family a lot, just paying for school and it being less of a burden. I want kids to have the same experience I had when I was a kid. I think a lot of people bond over hockey and what it's given to them, so I want to give the same to the future youth.
As someone that never played at a high level of hockey, I never really imagined being a professional referee until 2022. And I really thought, where could this job go? So I played A in Mississauga, and the association reached out to our team for timekeepers. And when I wanted to start, they offered me a position to start officiating. From then, just climbing through the ranks of the Mississauga Hockey League, Greater Toronto Hockey League, and into the Ontario Hockey League. Not playing at a high level is one thing that sticks out when you go to referee at a high level. I feel like I have something to prove going into these bigger games and big rinks. Some coaches know that you never played at a high level, so how could you be refereeing? And it's important to remind yourself that you're there for a reason, just like they are. Your name didn't fall out of a hat and all of a sudden you're refereeing a professional hockey game. Off seasons are where you make the most gains as an official and player. Something that I think is very important as an official that didn't play high-level hockey is your skating ability. Take power skating lessons, get on the ice, whether it's with your friends or alone, and get skated. As you climb the ranks and start to officiate major, junior, and professional hockey, you really start to notice the difference that communication makes with the players, coaches, other officials, and above. staying composed, professional, and handling pressure is very important. Stakes are so high that we need to make correct, accurate decisions as best as we can. We don't get replays like you do at home watching the TV. We've got to make it that split second, and it's got to be as accurate as possible. I think getting into officiating can be daunting at times. You get yelled at, people think you're wrong, when really most of the time you are right. You start second-guessing your abilities and you get discouraged. So I think just reminding yourself that all the hard work and dedication that you put into over the years, it's very rewarding in the end.
So that specific shooting drill that we were working on today is to help give them those extra shooting techniques so that in a game-like situation, they're not just using one or two, they've got multiple ways of being able to shoot the puck. Not only does that make it more difficult for the defenseman to defend, but also for that goaltender to not only track it, but making sure that they're able to square up on the puck as well. So just helps them become more of that lethal player that they're looking for at that elite level.
Out here, we're working on a lot of transitioning, walking the blue line, puck retrievals. Lots of that has to do with being able to take good angles to pucks, good routes to pucks, being able to shoulder check, being able to execute some deception. There's a setup, there's a trap, there's a payoff to every move. So making sure that the players are understanding the process in how to identify danger, identify options, and how to misdirect players under a stressful environment.
So a lot of our focus points here at the Program of Excellence Under 15 is going to be helping the goaltenders a lot with their preparation before the shot. Things like leading with the eyes, scanning the ice before they make their movements, being able to put themselves into the right places at the right times, and ultimately set themselves up for success when the shot comes off the stick. We're also going to be tying in a couple small technical areas where we're talking about a lot of sequencing in their movement, about how the body is supposed to operate from the top of the head down into their skates in order to generate that real strong and effective movement.
Welcome back inside the Waterloo Memorial Recreation Complex. Third period coming up here between the Kenora Thistles and the North Bay Trappers. Good to have you along with us. It's been a great game so far here in Waterloo between these two teams. 5-3 the score in favor of the Thistles. They got a power play goal in that second period. A couple of goals from Braden Little. North Bay got one from Ali Hebert. North Bay is on their first power play this game for minute 43 to start the final period of this one. Glad to have you with us from the Waterloo Memorial Rec Complex. Puck gets swung around the boards by Nash McDonald. McDonald tries to feed it up high to the blue line, drops it back down low, centering feed. One-timer Parker Bray denied by Henry Byberg. Puck comes back up to the blue line, poked all the way down the ice by Jace Richards, and Kenora gets an important clear here. A minute 15 to go in the power play here for North Bay. Robichaud through center. Robichaud for Hebert. Hebert over the blue line. Hebert to Robichaud. Robichaud stick handles. Robichaud works in. Robichaud throws it down low. Kai Hill back to Ali Hebert. Hebert cross ice feed up at the blue line. Robichaud. Robichaud back towards Hebert. Hebert loses possession. Puck comes out to center. Robichaud sends a pass out of the far wall. Parker Bray over the blue line. Bray, drop pass, loses possession. Richards sends it all the way down the ice. Kenora's first chance on the penalty kill in this game. They've looked solid so far. Down a man. North Bay through center. McDonald. McDonald pivots, drops it back. Alkins chips it down low. Clugston centering feed, chance on the doorstep, just deflects wide. Down back the other way, it's out to center. Hudson Olahan has it. Olahan to Clugston. Clugston over the blue line. Clugston, right circle. Clugston peels away, loses possession of the puck. Comes back now in the corner to Cohen Strawn. Strawn tied up, back at 5-on-5. Dingwall out of the penalty box. So Kenora kills off their first penalty of this game. A shot from the blue line deflects just wide. Back after it now in the corner is Wolf White. North Bay has possession down below the goal line. Chance of the doorstep for Aubrey Alkins there. Misses the net. Jourdain looks to clear. Sawyer Jourdain drops it back for Joey Taman. Taman over the blue line. Taman working in right circle. Taman cutting towards the net. Taman on the doorstep. Denial there by Campbell Strickland, who will hold on to get a whistle. And a stoppage in play. Get a look here at the rush up ice for Joey Taman, making a couple of nice moves on his way to the offensive zone, cutting to the net with a chance, but Strickland able to stay right there to make the stop. Face-off will go on the Trappers' end. Draw one by Kenora. Shot from the blue line, just misses the net, comes back to Christian Madsen in the corner. Madsen to Braden Little. Little drops it back down below the goal line. Braden Nurinsky. Nurinsky pivots away from pressure. Backhand pass, cut off. Wes Carter gets it out to center. Thistles regroup. Braden Little fires it down the ice. Campbell Strickland out of the crease. Strickland drops it back to Parker Bray. Now a pass through center, cut, spun back, and swung in deep by Sawyer Jourdain. Parker Bray is on it. Bray back around the wall for Jack Drouin. Drouin looks to clear. Swung back in deep, though, by Kenora. Parker Bray has it. Bray, a pass to Carter. Carter out to center. Thistles with possession. Puck gets fired in deep by Tucker Sims, and back on it is Parker Bray. Bray peels away from pressure. Clugston was open at center, wanted the pass, but Bray couldn't find a clean lane to get it to him at center. Clugston applies pressure on Richards. Puck goes up and over the glass, out of play. Thank you once again to our partners for supporting today's event. A special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy, active lifestyles. Face-off won by North Bay in the defensive end. It's Nash McDonald with possession. McDonald sends it around the wall, pass through center. Looking for it there in the neutral zone was Emmett Clugston. Bouncing puck, Kai Hill will play it over the Kenora line, but that one offside, so we'll get a stoppage in play here. And a face-off to follow in neutral ice. Draw one by Jace Richards for the Thistles. Richards plays it back, and it's Cohen Strawn for Teddy Middleholt. Middleholt sends it all the way down the ice. After it goes Macy Greaves. A tie up down low, taken back by Middleholt. Middleholt in behind the North Bay net. Middleholt sends a pass to Strawn. Strawn through traffic. That shot gets blocked by Clugston, and it's out to center. Back on it, though, is Clugston down low. Clugston just bobbles the puck, loses possession in the corner. Clugston tries to center, knocked out of midair. Not with a high stick, they'll say, and Kenora will reset. Richards all the way down the ice. That'll be icing called against the Thistles here, and so we'll get a draw all the way back in the Kenora end. .10:35 to go here in this third period. Trappers trying to mount a comeback. Wolf White will take the face-off here for North Bay. Off the draw, poked up to the blue line. Drouin a shot through traffic. Save made by Byberg, and he will cover up and hold on to get a stoppage in play, and we'll reset here in the Thistles end once again. Kenora making the long trip here to these All-Ontario Championships and looking to come away with their first victory of the weekend. Off the face-off, a tie-up. Puck comes back now to Hunter Laidler. Laidler through center. Laidler over the blue line, chips it in deep. Back after it is Kranick. Kranick down below the goal line, tied up, looking to maintain possession. Laidler supports for Kenora. Puck is jammed up in the corner. Now worked free. In below the goal line. Laidler centering pass. One-timer there from Kranick. Sails high. Now a chance in the doorstep. Just misses the mark. Back on it here is Taman. Taman through traffic. Shot just misses the net. Drouin back after it for North Bay. Puck is swung in deep in the direction of Wolf White. White below the goal line sends a feed to Cole Ogletree. Ogletree a pass onto the far boards. Now through center, skated ahead by Aubrey Alkins. Alkins works in. Alkins takes a shot, hit a stick out front, goes up and over the glass, out of play. Good defensive work from Asher Dingwall to get back and get his stick in the way to prevent that chance. Get a look at the replay of the rush up ice here. Aubrey Alkins ahead of steam going into the offensive zone. And Dingwall getting back, getting the stick in the lane. Off the face-off, Thistles carry it out to center with possession here. Looking to move it over the blue line, Weston Desgagne. Desgagne loses possession. Little throws it back to him, though, in the corner. Desgagne in pursuit. Parker Bray in the corner as well. It'll be banked off the boards. Ali Hebert can't come up with it. Little plays it back in deep. Little looking for the hat trick in this game. 2 goals already for Kenora. Braden Little back after to the corner. Swings it down low. Desgagne in pursuit. Now off the end boards, comes to Nash McDonald. McDonald with possession for the Trappers here. McDonald through neutral ice, swung back over the blue line, cut off there on that pass from Carter. Now here's a chance for Little again. Braden Little trying to cut to the net, couldn't do it. Parker Bray got in the way. Little, a pass up towards the blue line, it gets blocked. Ali Hebert heads the other way here for North Bay. Hebert, slight bobble in the neutral zone, puts the Trappers offside, so we'll get a stoppage in play. This puck stoppage is brought to you by Barron Rings, the official championship ring provider of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Barron Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. Face-off won by North Bay here in the neutral zone. McDonald sends a far side feed to Hudson Olahan. Olahan works it in for the Trappers. Puck gets sent around the boards. Chasing after it on the near side, Joey Taman. Jace Richards in pursuit. Loose puck, Clugston giving chase as well. Now Richards has possession. Richards out through center for Jourdain. Jourdain over the blue line. Back after it, Olahan. Olahan in behind the North Bay net, McDonald. Now comes back onto the stick there of Braden Narinsky. Narinsky loses possession. McDonald pivots away from pressure. McDonald with possession here for the Trappers. Sends it up the wall, out to center Emmett Clugston. Clugston tries to sidestep a defender. North Bay is offside in the Kenora end. Jace Richards picks it up. Richards ahead of steam through center. Richards, slight bobble over the blue line, drop past Narinsky. Narinsky is shot, that one gets blocked. Centers a pass up high, working in Beaulieu. Beaulieu a move, backhand shot through traffic. Save made by Campbell Stickland. It'll come all the way back down the ice. After it now is Asher Dingwall. Dingwall in his own zone, tries a pass out to center. Cut off there by Aubrey Alkins. Alkins into the Kenora end, Dingwall back with it. Dingwall tries to rim it, Alkins cuts it off out of midair. Dingwall sends a pass to Richards through center. Richards over the blue line. Richards drops a feed back. Tamon works in. Tamon from a tight angle, denied by Stickland. Centering pass cut off by Stickland there. Ali Hebert heads the other way. Hebert over the blue line. Hebert racing down the wing with speed. Hebert tries to center. That pass gets cut. Maxime Beaulieu sends it around the wall. Now in the corner, Drouin. Drouin loses it. Teddy Middleholt after it. Hebert. Hebert at the goal line. Hebert takes a shot, tipped out front. Just goes wide of the net. Back after it, Robichaud on the near side. Picked up by Joey Tamon, though, for Kenora. Puck comes out to center. It's Cole Ogletree with it. Ogletree over the red line, fires it in deep, rims around the boards. Byberg leaves it there for Beaulieu. Beaulieu cross ice feed for Tamon. Now back on it, Ogletree. Ogletree to Clugston. Clugston over the blue line. Clugston a move, can't quite get to the net cleanly. Back on it, Wolf White. White peels back. White to the high slot. White with possession. Spins away from pressure. White a move, poked away by Braden Little. And the puck comes out to center. Little applying pressure as it comes back now to Teddy Middleholt. Middleholt down to the North Bay end. Parker Bray has it. Bray to Clugston at center. Clugston, little move to get around Laidler. Now a pass over the blue line, White. Wolf White. Centering feed. Clugston spinning, firing off a skate out front, goes wide. White back after it. Clugston out front. He can't get to it. Strawn tries to clear. Comes back up to the blue line. McDonald goes around the end boards. Now on the near side, Kai Hill. Hill pivots away from pressure in the corner. Bouncing puck. Kenora looking to reset. It's Little off the boards. Chipped out to center by Costa Straight. Now a turnover in neutral ice, prevented there by Parker Bray. We're getting a whistle, and it looks like a penalty forthcoming. So tripping the call, it's going to go against the Thistles. And North Bay getting a power play here, 5:06 to go in the third period. Well, what a pivotal moment for a power play here for the North Bay Trappers. Trailing by 2 goals. A power play goal would go a long way towards a comeback effort. They're 0 for 1 on the man advantage in this game. McDonald sends a pass to Hebert. Ali Hebert near side. Hebert spins it back up high to McDonald. McDonald sends a feed onto the far boards, working in. A shot from Robichaud, he scores! Reed Robichaud, second of the game. North Bay back within 1. It's a power play marker, and it's 5-4 with under 5 to play here in the third. Robichaud, a goal in game 1, a goal in game 2, and 2 goals here in game 3 as the Trappers only trail by a goal here late in this third period. We've got an exciting finish in store from Waterloo. North Bay now 1 for 2 on the power play. Kenora also 1 for 2 on the penalty kill. Off the face-off. Trappers with possession, Drouin. Drouin tries to fire it in deep, comes back the other way now. Handled by Robichaud. Robichaud in his own zone. Pass through center, knocked down by Beaulieu. Maxime Beaulieu looking for it. Braden Little in there as well. Puck will go into the Kenora bench, so we'll get a stoppage in play. And we'll remind you that Fine Design is the official on-site championship apparel provider for the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Be sure to grab your championship gear before it sells out. Neutral zone draw here forthcoming. Joey Tamon takes the face-off for Kenora. Bouncing puck comes back to Robichaud. Robichaud, 2 goals already tonight, takes a slap shot. Byberg able to make the save, and the puck will go up and over the glass, out of play here. Face-off will go to the left of Byberg in the Thistles' end. 1-goal game down the stretch here in this one. Off the face-off, Robichaud in the corner. Robichaud tries to peel away from the pressure, comes to Strawn. Strawn, a pass that goes off the skate of Norinsky. Ogletree cuts it off for North Bay. Ogletree sends a pass to Drouin. Drouin around the end boards. Back after it now down low is Strawn. Strawn below the goal line. Backhand pass shoveled along the wall by Straight. Costa Straight has possession here for Kenora. Straight through center. Drouin tries to fire it back in. Knocked down by Norinsky. A tie up right at the Kenora bench. That's going to lead to an offside call and a neutral zone face-off forthcoming. Now, we have seen our fair share of ties so far in the round robin here in this championship. Waterloo's got a couple of ties. Huron-Perth has one. Quinte has one as well. Neither one of these teams has a tie here this weekend. Thistles hoping to come away with a victory. North Bay trying to pull off a comeback and maybe get a late goal on top of it to pull off an upset here late. Beaulieu after it. Now giving chase Kai Hill. Hill back down low. Beaulieu in the corner, works the pass to Middleholt. Middleholt tries to clear the zone, bouncing puck, knocked out of midair. Clugston takes a shot, blocked in traffic. Clugston back on into the corner. Clugston around the Kenora net. Pressure there from Digwall. Now a pass up high, shot from Olahan, tipped out front. Byberg the save, rebound loose. Byberg got a pad on it, comes up high. McDonald one-timer, didn't get much on it. Back the other way, here's Richards. A series of good chances there for the Trappers. Richards over the blue line, takes a shot, save made there by Campbell Stickland. The OHF is pleased to partner with HTG Sports Services as exclusive accommodation services provider. HTG is committed to providing support services for athletes, teams, and communities across Ontario. Face-off will go to the right of Stickland here. Off the draw. Back after it is Bray down low. Bray in behind the North Bay net. Bray backhand pass. Norinsky looking for it. Bray pursues below the goal line. Under 2.5 to play here in the third. 1-goal game, Kenora in the lead. Puck gets played out to center there by the Trappers and Aubrey Alkins. Down low, puck is turned over. Ali Hebert centering feed, Robichaud scores! Hat-trick complete, game tied. Reed Robichaud makes it 5-5. Robichaud, a late goal for North Bay. This one even at 5-a-side here with 2:12 left in the third. How about that? A hat trick for Reed Robichaud. Ali Hebert forces the turnover, finds Robichaud out front, and we're even at 5-a-side. Off the face-off, swung back now to Sims. Sims sends a pass up the boards, deflected down the ice by Christian Madsen. Correction, that was Macy Greaves with the deflection there. Richards throws it down low. Joey Taman centering feed. Loose puck out front. Hudson Olahan will pick it up. Olahan goes off the boards. Hebert through center. Taman after it. Richards has it go off a skate. Richards over the blue line. Jace Richards looks to maintain possession. He can't get a shot away. Richards, near side, has possession. Makes a move. Richards up top. Richards holding. Little sidestep play trying to get around Robichaud. Richards fires into the corner. Taman is on it here for Kenora. Back to the line for Sims. Sims rims it in deep. Olahan first man back there for it. Olahan swings a pass to Robichaud. Robichaud off the boards through center. It's Hebert. Hebert over the blue line. Hebert to the slot. Hebert, a shot glove saved. Byberg. He'll hold on. Well, just over 60 seconds to play in this one. 5-5 the score. 2 third-period goals for Reed Robichaud to complete the hat trick and tie the game. Looks like North Bay wants to call a timeout here. And the referee not going to allow it. North Bay livid on the bench. Now Kenora wants to call their timeout. The referee's not letting either team call their timeout here. Off the face-off, Clugston looking for it. Braden Little in his own zone. Little fires it up through center. After it, Laidler. Now taken back, Parker Bray. Bray towards Clugston. Over the blue line, Laidler has possession here for Kenora. Laidler whacks away. Hill looking for it for the Trappers. Comes to Clugston. Kranick force it over the red line. Now poked off the boards by Dingwall towards Laidler. Laidler over the line. Kranick in pursuit. Drouin through center. Pass goes all the way down the ice. Won't be icing here. Beaulieu's on it below the goal line. Beaulieu sends a feed out to center. Picked back up by Parker Bray. 20 seconds to go here in this one. After it is straight below the goal line. Straight rims it around the wall. Held at the point by Hill. Hill tries to throw it in deep. That pass cut. Thistles sent it the length of the ice. And that'll be icing called against Kenora. So timeout called here by North Bay. This time it'll be allowed by the officials. And the Trappers will drop a play to try to get a late goal, which could prove to be the game winner here with under 10 seconds to play in this third period. What a game for Reid Robichaud. A hat trick. He's got 5 goals on the weekend now. And the Trappers looking for more late game heroics here. And now we've got a double timeout call. So Kenora calls their timeout. So North Bay calls a timeout trying to drop a play, then Kenora immediately calls their timeout. Both teams will get a minute of rest here with 7.6 seconds on the clock. North Bay all set. Kenora just about to be. The Thistles trying to prevent a goal here late. 5-5 game in the third period. Robichaud will take the face-off for the Trappers. Hebert to his left, Clugston to his right. Puck is dropped, won by North Bay. McDonald at the line. McDonald forced it into the corner. Robichaud bobbles the puck. 2 seconds on the clock. Puck gets fired down the ice, and that'll do it. So this one ends in a 5-5 tie here in Waterloo. What a battle between Kenora and North Bay all throughout. North Bay opened the scoring. The Thistles answered back with a couple of goals. North Bay tied the game back up. Kenora regained the lead, had got some insurance. Trappers got back to within 1. Time now for the players of the game here, down at ice level. Of course, the player of the game package is provided by the Hockey Hall of Fame. As we wait to see who gets the honors here for this one. Braden Little, 2 goals, is the player of the game for the Kenora Thistles here in this one. Really strong performance from Little in this game. Couple of markers, including a power play goal late in the second period. And Ali Hebert is the player of the game for North Bay. Found the back of the net at the 7:57 mark of the second period. Assisted on the game-tying goal. Had a few more assists, I think, throughout the contest as well. So Ali Hebert, the player of the game for the North Bay Trappers. A really good battle from 2 Northern Ontario teams here in this one in Waterloo, ending in a 5-5 tie here on this Thursday evening. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Dylan Baker along with you. Couple of players to highlight from this game. Ali Hebert, obviously, and Braden Little, the 2 players of the game. Little had 2 goals. Hebert with a marker. Reid Robichaud, 5 goals this weekend. A hat hat trick here in this one, helping lift the Trappers to that tie after they were behind by a score of 5-3 in the third period. Really exciting contest all throughout. We've got one more game left today as Ottawa takes on Waterloo. We'll have all the action for you in about 15 minutes time here from the Waterloo Memorial Recreation Complex. You are watching the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships.